Let's now turn our attention to electoral matters. Now, residents of Niger State who participated in local government elections now await official announcement of the election results scheduled for Monday, the 3rd of November 2023. The exercise held across 25 local governments, 274 wards, and nearly 5,000 polling units witnessed varied turnouts in different areas, with reports of late arrival of materials in several wards and late commencement in others. So our correspondent, Sagir Ibrahim, has been monitoring the process and he joins me live to discuss this. Sagir, good evening to you. You're welcome. So let's have an understanding. What's the latest as regards this election in Niger State?
Well, good evening, Lekon. You said the most of it. Like you mentioned, collation is still ongoing as at this point, and residents expect the final results, of course, to know who the winners of the elections, are. But then again, at this point, to a very large extent, I would say that residents across the different local governments may already have an idea of who, is going to be the winners of the election, considering the fact that at this time, from what we gathered, election results after it was collated at the local government collation points, were announced before the returning officers for the local government returned, of course, to the State Independent Electoral Commission for the final collation of the results before the issuance of certificates of return to these individuals by the State Independent Electoral Commission. One thing I must also note is that because we've been within the Chenchega axis of Niger State, we've been observing activities around these areas. The only time that we went to the outskirts, of course, was during the election itself, where we saw some of these issues and infractions that we had mentioned earlier. But outside of that, it's been really difficult getting, information to what is going on particularly. Earlier, I was at the State Independent Electoral Commission just to get an update of what the situation is and whether activities is going on. Expectations are that by this time collation should be going on at that point, but then we got there and there was little to no activity. We followed up with the public relations officer for the State Independent Electoral Commission, Usman Aliyu, and he had confirmed to us that indeed the electoral materials, the results, are still being at this point collated as they are still being submitted by the returning officers. But he also added that they still do not have a particular time when the issuance of certificate of return is going to be done. He confirmed to me that it's going to be tomorrow, but the time has not been slated. So as far as this is concerned from top to down, collation is still ongoing at this point. The State Independent Electoral Commission does not have a particular time as at now, for the issuance of the certificates, and then we await the final details. In addition to the fact that we've still not been able to get a full list breakdown, of allotted votes to the parties that participated in the election. Usually by this time, we ought to have an idea of what different parties across the different polling stations across the different wards had scored during the election. But because we've not been able to get like a central information point to get all of this data, all of this information from, it's been really difficult going about getting, information, credible information, and sorting it and verifying it as at that point. Back to you in the studio, Lekon.
All right, thank you so much, Sagir, for that comprehensive detail as regards the local government election in Niger State. Definitely, we'll still track back with you to get more details. It was nice having you do this for us. Thank you.